Why most people stay poor and never realize it. Full 10-minute voiceover script. Most people think they're poor because they don't make enough money. They believe that if they could just get a better job, a bigger paycheck, or a promotion, their financial problems would disappear. But if that were true, then everyone with a high income would be wealthy, and we know that's not the case. There are people earning thousands of dollars every month who still struggle financially. At the same time, there are people with average incomes quietly building wealth year after year. So what's the difference? The difference is not how much money they make. It's how they think about money. It's the habits they follow every day, and it's the financial decisions they make when nobody is watching. The truth is that most people stay poor not because they lack opportunity. They stay poor because they unknowingly follow a set of behaviors that keep them trapped. Let's talk about the biggest ones. The first reason most people stay poor is lifestyle inflation. Imagine you get a raise at work. At first, you're excited. You think this extra income will finally help you get ahead. Maybe you'll save more. Maybe you'll invest. Maybe you'll pay off debt. But then something happens. You upgrade your phone. You start ordering more food. You buy better clothes. Maybe you finance a newer car. Without realizing it, your expenses begin to rise along with your income. A few months later, the extra money is gone. And once again, you're living paycheck to paycheck. This cycle repeats over and over. The more people earn, the more they spend. Instead of using higher income to build wealth, they use it to upgrade their lifestyle. That's why many people earning good salaries still feel financially stressed. Because wealth isn't determined by how much you earn. It's determined by how much you keep. The second reason people stay poor is because they focus on looking rich instead of becoming rich. We live in a world where appearances matter. Social media constantly shows luxury cars, expensive vacations, designer clothes, and perfect lifestyles. People begin comparing themselves to others. They feel pressure to keep up. So they spend money to create an image of success. But there's a huge difference between looking rich and being rich. Looking rich often means spending money. Being rich usually means investing money. Many wealthy people don't look wealthy. They drive normal cars. They live below their means. They avoid unnecessary purchases. They understand something most people don't. Every dollar spent on appearances is a dollar that cannot be invested. And over time, those dollars matter a lot. The third reason people stay poor is a lack of financial education. Think about school for a moment. Students spend years learning mathematics, history, science, literature, but very few are taught how money actually works. Most people graduate without understanding investing, without understanding compound interest, without understanding debt, without understanding taxes, without understanding how wealth is built. As a result, they enter adulthood and learn through expensive mistakes. They borrow money they shouldn't borrow. They spend money they shouldn't spend. They ignore opportunities they don't understand. Financial education doesn't guarantee wealth, but a lack of financial education almost guarantees financial struggle, because when you don't understand money, money controls you. The fourth reason people stay poor is bad debt. Debt itself is not always the enemy. In some situations, debt can be used to create opportunities. The problem is that many people use debt to buy things that lose value. They finance phones. They finance cars. They use credit cards for unnecessary purchases. They borrow money for things that provide no financial return. The excitement of buying something new lasts a few days. The monthly payment can last years, and every payment reduces future freedom. Instead of investing money for their future, they spend years paying for their past. This creates a cycle that becomes very difficult to escape. The fifth reason people stay poor is waiting for the perfect time. Many people tell themselves the same story. I'll start saving when I make more money. I'll start investing next year. I'll learn about finances later. But later keeps moving further away. Weeks become months. Months become years. Years become decades. And nothing changes. The perfect time rarely arrives. Successful people understand that action creates momentum. They don't wait until everything is perfect. They start with what they have. They learn as they go, and they improve over time. Small actions may not seem important today, but over the long term, they can completely transform a person's life. The sixth reason people stay poor is relying on only one source of income. For most people, income comes from one place, their job, and if that paycheck stops, everything becomes uncertain. Bills become stressful. Savings disappear. Financial security vanishes. This creates enormous risk because no job is guaranteed forever. Wealthy people often think differently. They understand the importance of multiple income streams. They invest, they build businesses, they create assets. They develop systems that can generate income even when they are not actively working. The goal isn't necessarily to become rich overnight. The goal is to create financial stability, because when income comes from multiple sources, life's unexpected challenges become easier to handle. The seventh reason people stay poor is ignoring the power of compound growth. Compound growth is one of the most powerful forces in finance, yet most people underestimate it. They think small amounts don't matter. So they wait. They delay investing. They postpone saving. They assume they'll have more time later. But time is the most valuable asset in wealth building. A small amount invested consistently over many years can become surprisingly large, not because of luck, but because growth builds on growth. The earlier someone starts, the easier the journey becomes. The longer they wait, the harder it gets. This is why wealthy people value time so highly, because they understand that money can be replaced. Time cannot. At the end of the day, most people don't stay poor because they are lazy. They don't stay poor because they aren't intelligent, and they don't stay poor because success is impossible. Most people stay poor because they follow habits that quietly work against them. Spending more when income rises, trying to impress others, ignoring financial education, using debt carelessly. Waiting too long to start, depending on a single paycheck, and underestimating the power of time. The good news is that habits can change, financial knowledge can be learned, mistakes can be corrected, and better decisions can be made starting today. Because wealth is rarely built through one massive breakthrough. It's usually built through hundreds of small decisions, repeated consistently. Month after month. Year after year. The people who become financially successful aren't always the smartest. They are often the most disciplined. They understand that every financial choice matters, and they know that small improvements today can create a completely different future tomorrow. So ask yourself one question: which financial habit is holding you back the most? Identify it, work on it, improve it, because your future wealth may depend on the decisions you make starting right now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue investing in your financial education, because the more you understand money, the more control you gain over your future.